What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls Pregame, presented to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download their app and be sure to use promo code CHGO when you sign up. I'm Peck. You can follow me on Twitter at Bulls_Peck. My friend waving to you here is Big Dave. He is at PAL, BNWL Sports.
Watson.
Oh. That's Will the Go Gottlieb. He is at Will_Gottlieb. Our pal producer Joey Spath is rocking with us. He is at Joey Spath. Follow that, man.
Okay.
We are CHGO_Bulls.
Tell me you know where that's from.
The Watson thing?
Yes.
You mean not? Is there a different version than Stacey King?
He got it from somewhere.
Okay, no, I don't know.
Coming to America.
Thank you very much,
What is
Matthew.
Hello.
What is it?
Coming to America.
Coming to
I
America.
don't know what that is.
Oh. Oh.
If that was me, I'd never hear the end of it. So
I feel like
want
I'm
to throw that out
Sexually
there.
awkward? You didn't give me time to get on his ass, Joe, and you jumped right in right before I was about to get into him, man.
Thank
give
you
me
for
time.
diverting the attention away from you, Joey.
Exactly. As soon as he said it, you did that. Let me get into it. You ain't seen Coming to America. Eddie Murphy,
Arsenio Hall.
Arsenio Hall, James Earl Jones.
We got a long plane ride ahead of us, guys.
It's a classic.
Make me a list.
It's a classic.
Make me a list.
They just put out the sequel like last year. It's a classic.
Is it really?
It
Yes.
is so good.
It's a
That
classic.
boy's good. Good and terrible.
Good, terrible.
I am very happy to be here.
Sexual chocolate. That's from the same movie.
I know that reference.
I know you do, but this is the movie.
Damn it, Will. Get some culture.
We got it. All right.
Moving along, Bulls have the Wizards on deck tonight. Ostis Jr. in the comments saying, Bulls are barely favorites tonight, -1.5. What does Vegas know? Actually, they were underdogs until a little bit ago when the Wizards ruled out, in addition to Bradley Beal, no Kristaps Porzingis,
Whoa.
no ya boy, Daniel Gafford.
The man.
But they also know that the Bulls are without DeMar DeRozan tonight. So,
But Porzingis is literally their best player. Well, second best player. And they're without their best player.
Beal.
And they're without the fan favorite and the all-around awesome human being, Daniel Gafford.
True.
I don't understand how they could still
They never understood.
They never understood.
They never
understood. They don't get it.
Oh, goodness.
They do have Taj Gibson starting
Okay.
Dude. Love Taj.
in the year 2023.
Speaking of, Corey Kispert was also on their injury report as a game-time decision. I saw on my Twitter feed just moments ago. He is active and in the starting lineup tonight. But still, Wizards very shorthanded. This, even without DeMar, looks like a very winnable game for the Bulls. We'll get to DeMar in a second, but unfortunately, gentlemen,
No comment.
before we even get to DeMar, there was bigger news on the Bulls injury front that broke yesterday afternoon. Bulls PR putting out a statement with an injury update on one Javonte Green, and by that I mean 5 Javonte Greens, who will undergo arthroscopic debridement of his right knee on Wednesday and be reevaluated in 2 weeks. Now, gentlemen, if that little phrase, arthroscopic debridement, sounds hauntingly familiar to you,
We're getting a little too familiar.
there's
with that
a
one.
reason for that, and it's because it's the same procedure that our dear sweet Lonzo Ball had done to him
Get
in
better, Lonzo.
September of this past fall. 2 weeks is a reevaluation stage.
Okay.
Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN also provided further context that there is optimism that Bulls forward Javonte Green can return to the lineup in approximately 1 month after this right knee procedure. Not great.
Not great at all. But like I told Will this earlier, this is a solid time or a good time for this to occur. You don't want it to occur, but if it's going to happen, it's a good time within the Bulls' schedule for it to happen because the Bulls have, I believe, the 3rd easiest strength of schedule in the league right now. So it's a good time for it. Of course, you don't want it to happen, but if it's going to happen, this is a solid time for it. Where you got to play teams like Washington, who doesn't have anybody, OKC coming up, those other teams. Not saying we ain't struggled against them. I'm just saying this is a better time than having to go through a gauntlet of teams. 71.
Yeah. I mean, to talk people off the ledge a little bit, Will, just because Lonzo is dealing with this very long, stretched-out timeline from his recovery doesn't necessarily mean the same for Javonte, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we have to wait and see. It doesn't seem like everything leading up to it obviously was not the same as it was with Lonzo.
Sure.
It doesn't have that same sort of baggage. So we have to see what the results of the surgery are. They're going to do a checkup in 2 weeks, and we'll take it from there. It's obviously not great, but to your point, I think they are in a stage of the season right now where I was just looking at their strength of schedule and sort of some schedule stats from Positive Residual, which is a Twitter account that created this app that analyzes all these teams' schedules and different things about them. So from now until the trade deadline, which is 13 games, and I think really like going to be the defining section of the season, right? Like, are they going to continue down this path? Are they going to change directions one way or another? They've got 13 games to figure out kind of who they are and what they want to be. 412 average win percentage. Okay, so really low, second lowest in the entire league, meaning second easiest schedule in the entire league over the next 13 games. 7 are home, 6 are away, and they've got 3 rest advantages, meaning they've got more days off between games than their opponent, and 2 rest disadvantages, meaning they have fewer days off than their opponent. So they're in a good spot this upcoming stretch. Obviously, they've got the Paris trip. Vibes should be good. They got to get right here, but obviously with DeMar being out tonight and who knows what's going to go on with him, Javonte being out, obviously Lonzo, they are a little bit shorthanded, but could be worse.
Could be worse.
Rich in the comments saying, Javonte, please use the doctor of Zachary and not Lonzo's quackery.
Yeah.
I kid.
I do like what Rob says, where he says, I first heard it from Gottlieb on yesterday's podcast. I was listening to it at work and yelled out, fuck.
Yeah.
Open plan offices are great. Open plan offices are great.
Yeah, speaking of which, go back and listen to yesterday's Bulls HQ with Will and our guy Mark K. In case you missed that. That Javonte news broke while they were doing that show. So I'm a little curious if Billy does anything differently now that there's a more firm longevity to Javonte's absence as opposed to coming into every game questionable, doubtful, not going to play. Because they've basically been without Javonte for almost a month now.
Sure.
He's only played in 3 games since December 16th. That's nearly a month's time. The last game he played in any capacity was New Year's Eve, December 31st. So Billy's already kind of gotten used to not having Javonte around. We've seen both Kobe and Goran Dragic get minutes off the bench in addition to Caruso. We've seen Derrick Jones Jr. and Drummond get minutes. Do you guys think that the knowledge of a longer absence of Javonte prompts Billy to change anything rotation-wise?
No, only because things have been clicking right now for the Bulls, even without Javonte Green in. Derrick Jones Jr. immediately comes to mind. He's just been a violent basketball player, and I mean that in a positive way. Like, he's been really, really good, coming in, giving energy, the tip dunks and all those things. So he's been an awesome stand-in for Javonte Green, which I'm not going to say every night it's like this, but there's definitely some nights where I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm all right because Javonte's not here. You know what I mean? Like, the team will be okay. He's not here. We'll be okay because Derrick Jones Jr. is doing his thing. So I think he'll continue with that. Maybe you'll see guys like Dalen Terry maybe get like 3 minutes or something here or there. But outside of that, I don't see any real huge change.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it before. That's a great point. This could be some Dalen run time. We haven't really seen much of him yet. I think he got minutes against the Raptors like a couple months ago now at this point, but that's kind of been it.
Yeah.
He's been playing well in the G, so that could be something. But I agree with you. I mean, Derrick Jones has been great. I think the Bulls are in a position where obviously you want Javonte there, but they have the ability to play, Pat at the 4, Derrick Jones at the 5, or maybe Pat at the 3, Derrick Jones at the 4, Drummond at the 5. So they've got some flexibility there with lineups, and it's just, I think, going to be matchup based and who's playing well. But Javonte, really good player, and I think they're a worse team without him, obviously, but they have some ways to adjust to him not being there, and I think that's part of the reason why you bring back a guy like Derrick Jones, who Billy Donovan loves.
True.
Lego Head in the comments is a fan of the idea of giving Dalen some run here in Javonte's absence. A lot of love for Derrick Jones Jr. in the comments. Also, AK, our guy, our diehard, shout out to you. I don't like this question that you're asking. How long can we keep Caruso and Derrick Jones Jr. injury-free? Well, first of all, let's remember, Caruso's like kind of playing through what is still a bum sprained ankle.
True.
Coming back from that. Derrick Jones Jr., I'm pretty sure, is playing through a sprained wrist of some kind. You saw him holding it gingerly in their recent game. Yeah. So they're not playing injury-free. They're just playing through injuries.
They're tough.
They are tough. Speaking of which,
as a lot of teams are at this point in the season.
As a lot of teams are, correct.
As is DeMar DeRozan.
Hello.
Sadly. And we will get to him coming up Next, after this quick word from our friends at DraftKings, while we're telling you all about DraftKings, do us a favor, hit that thumbs up button if you aren't, if you haven't already, and make sure you're subscribed to CHGO Sports on YouTube if you aren't already. You all know I love to bet on NBA games at DraftKings Sportsbook, but I also love to bet on NFL games on DraftKings Sportsbook. The NFL playoff picture is locked, and my go-to place for wild card action is DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting partner of the NFL in addition to the NBA, our official betting partner at CHGO. And to kick off the road to the Super Bowl 57, new customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly. Plus, all new and existing customers can get a no-sweat bet each day of the wild card round this upcoming weekend. Just place any bet of your choice on the NFL, and if it loses, you'll get a free bet back up to $10. Action so good, why bet on the NFL wildcard playoffs anywhere else? Don't do it. It's a trick question. Do it at DraftKings.
That's right.
Don't forget that promo code CHGO when you sign up. Man, I am so excited for wildcard weekend.
So excited. It's the
Football!
best weekend in football.
And you know who it doesn't involve?
Who is that?
Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers.
Out of there.
God, that makes me so happy every time I say it.
Back-to-back
So
years.
happy.
Suck it, Rodgers, as Matt says. Suck it, Rodgers.
It's true. I say that often.
Often.
God.
Very often.
No stress.
Zero.
A zero-stress playoff, NFL playoff as a Bears fan. Just enjoy the football.
It's true. Are you going to enjoy Tom Brady?
Okay, I take that back. I still do need to see old man Brady get his ass whooped.
By the Cowboys?
Which I don't feel great about because the Cowboys look like crap recently.
Yeah, and
their
it's
last
Tom
few
Brady.
games, they look like crap. Also, Brady has never lost to the Cowboys in the playoffs. Is that
Never
right?
lost.
Oh, my God.
It's Tom Brady, man.
It's stupid.
Well, when would he ever really have played?
Well, right.
the
I've spent
Cowboys
most of his time in the
in
AFC.
playoffs?
So it's like, okay, he's never lost
Still
to them
counts.
in the playoffs. I mean, cool.
He never played them in the Super Bowl.
They never understood, Joey.
But
Failure to comprehend.
Is it true, though, that he's never lost to them in the regular season? Because if so, that would be impressive.
That, I think, is true.
That is something.
Let's look that up and let's find out.
Let's not. This is a Bulls show,
You're
damn
right,
it.
but I like talking
We don't
about
need
Brady.
to give Tom Brady that airtime. DeMar DeRozan, yesterday listed as questionable with that quad that caused him to leave Monday night's game against the Celtics. Downgraded earlier today to doubtful at about midday, and about an hour or so ago, the Bulls officially ruled him out for tonight's game after he did not participate in this morning's shoot-around.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, you hope that this isn't something that is going to be a long-term problem with DeMar. He did admit after the game on Monday that it's something he's been dealing with for a couple of weeks now. He's played through it in several of their recent games, saying, I was just playing through it.
Yeah.
But now it's bugging him to a point where he's not playing through it.
I think this is just me going off of how tough he is and the way he's been playing. I think he's going to sit out these next couple games, but he's going to play in Paris. That's just my feeling on it, that he wants to get
Think
that
he's going to
up.
miss the Warriors game?
I think he's going to miss the Warriors game.
Wow.
I do. I think he's going to miss the Warriors game. He's going to play in Paris. Again, I could be completely wrong about this. He was listed as questionable, for God's sakes, and then, like you said, downgraded. So anything is possible with DeMar DeRozan because he's just that amazing. But, yeah, man, I guess for me it's a blessing in disguise for a guy that we know is just an Iron Man and playing through this kind of stuff.
First game of the season that he will not play in tonight.
Bro, like sometimes you're like, yeah, get you a rest. You know what I'm saying? Get it in there, get you a rest. I think that's completely fine to get that in these next few games for him. And also, it might do some things for Zach LaVine as well. You know, we might get to see another side of him. You know, he's been chomping at the bit to be the man, even though he might not be saying it. We're just talking about the kind of competitor that we know him to be. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting watching that. I'm very excited to watch that, but I'm cool with it. When he showed up in flip-flops for shoot-around, you knew he wasn't going to play, though, man.
And you mentioned Zach stepping up. How about Patrick Williams? Could it be time for some Patrick Williams shot attempts? I mean, they need a third guy now. They got Vooch and Zach. Their two-man game is going to be great. We all know this. But every team needs another guy to step up.
Yeah.
Patrick Williams, answer the call.
It does seem like that's his MO, is he knows when to step up when guys aren't around. And then he's like, oh, yeah, I'm supposed to do this because nobody's around now.
And I need to check the numbers here to be sure, but it feels like recently over the last stretch of games where they've been going to this lineup of, like two guards, Patrick, Zach, and Vooch, that Pat has been a little bit more involved in the offense. Obviously, he's not the fourth option anymore. He's the third option.
Sure.
He's going to get more touches. They're playing with a little bit more movement and motion and pace. I think that could be really good for him.
Okay.
Cameron in the comments is on board with your idea, Will, saying, I'm predicting a Patrick Williams poster tonight. Let's get it. Almost had one on that baseline drive against Lowry
Stick by
in
that
that game against
First
the
bucket,
Jazz.
Joey?
Joey? Yeah, he going
He's
in.
nodding.
Joey going
He's
in.
nodding.
Yeah, tonight, yes.
Yes.
Tonight's the night
It's going in.
when two become one, a.k.a. when Patrick Williams gets the first bucket, when 44 becomes one. Shout out to our friends, French
my
Bulls
God.
TV, who said, this is cool, I didn't know this, if DeMar misses just one more game, sits out the Thunder game, but plays against the Warriors and then plays in Paris, Paris will be his 1,000th NBA
Wow.
regular season game.
Wow.
That is cool.
That is very cool.
Oh, what are you doing for your 1,000th career game? Oh, no, just hanging out in Paris.
I'm playing basketball there.
Getting buckets in Paris.
Buckets.
Which, by the way, Rye Hill Shy Bulls in the comments, Bulls have a game in Paris, question mark. Damn right they do.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're goofing or you actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
But they play the Detroit Pistons in Paris on January 19th.
And guess what?
Guess who's going? All the damn things.
And that guy.
And Zach?
Pointing to Joe. Yeah, we're going.
Will
So French Bulls TV.
will be there
Need to see
reporting. Our guy RG will be there
Yes.
getting some awesome behind-the-scenes shots.
Yes, he will.
And Dave and Joey and I will be in the stands
We'll be there.
with our fellow Bulls fans.
Yes, we will.
What?
If you got tickets, come say hi.
Come
you
hang
put-
out with us.
Sorry, Lawrence.
Let us buy you a beer. Do they sell beer at French sports stadiums or just exclusively wine and cheese?
Wow.
That's a
All
great
right.
question. We'll find out.
I hope they sell
Tune in
beer.
next time.
But
they
also,
will.
I don't think I've ever had a glass of wine at a sporting event. Have you guys ever had a glass of wine at a sporting
That's a
event?
good question.
I've seen them being
I don't think I
served.
have.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like
I've
the
seen that.
United
have it
Center,
there.
Soldier Field, they have like cocktail bars that also serve
Yeah.
wine. But I've never been like, oh, I'm at a game.
Right.
No, it's like if I'm at the theater, maybe I'll have a glass of wine in one of those little halvesy plastic cups. But
I've gotten wine for Kendall Gill's wife at a game. But
That
Flex.
is a flex.
yes.
flex.
We were at a concert.
Name dropping.
It was a fun time.
At the casino, Matt, you never just Miller Lights for you, no wine?
French Bulls
Dude.
TV, please let us know in the comments what is like the concessions, like
So
you know
you
what
bet-
is a
we do
normal
sell
They
like,
say
beers,
we
he
do sell
says.
beer.
right?
probably
So
not
what
the
are
best
like the
ones.
snacks? Like what is it like loaves of bread? Like you know,
Joey's like, what's the snack situation?
loaves of bread and wheels of cheese. Like you know, are they just handing that out? To
Baguettes,
Baguettes.
croissants.
We are
Will, I know Will is
so
hyped for the
American.
croissants.
Yes. He can't wait
Oh yeah.
for baguettes and croissants.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be all about that life right there.
Anything with flour and butter, I'm pretty
He's
much
in.
on.
He's in, baby.
I'm pretty much in on that.
Also, Tom Brady, 7-0. Go ahead. That's what the Tom Brady is.
So DeMar DeRozan, real tough
Bye, Lawrence.
dude. Joey, do we have that quote that I gave you from DeMar after leaving the Monday game against the Celtics about his frame of mind playing through injuries? This is from Casey Johnson, NBC Sports Chicago, about how infrequently he misses games. He said, that's me. Nobody can really pinpoint times I've left out of games. So if I leave out of a game, it's something serious. I play through a lot that I didn't mention.
Right.
My whole career, I've kind of been stubborn when it comes to that. I just want to always be on the floor.
How you don't want that on your team?
I mean,
That's
that sounds like a dude who also said that night, oh yeah, no, my quad's been bugging me for like 8 games now. I've just been playing through it.
Yeah. That lets you know how hurt he really is. You know, that's it reminds because that's what it's what my family says about me. Because if there's something wrong with me, I won't say anything. But if they're like, if David says there's something wrong with him, then there's something really wrong. And that's when I saw DeMar DeRozan leave the floor like that. I'm like, uh-oh, something's wrong. Like, if he's telling you he's hurt, something's wrong. Like, this
Right.
isn't good.
Which is why I'm like, I have a little bit of an alarm bell in the back of my
Fair,
head. Like, this
fair.
has to be something substantially bugging him
Yeah.
if it's keeping him out. And he even tried to, see if he could go after initially having that fall that caused the quad to tighten up, as he explained, and then was like, oh, no, I got to go to the locker room.
Yeah. And yeah, that's how he is, man. He's wired like that. Like he says, that's me. And I completely understand that mind state. But I think if he could be out there, he's going to be out there no matter what. But you want that on your team, man. Like, you want that kind of guy who's like, I don't care. My leg's falling off. I can still drop buckets. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a leg to get these shots
And
off.
it's the fact that he's so silent about it.
Yeah.
It just
Don't say
mean,
anything.
In some ways, that's kind of concerning because it's like, dude, how much pain are you actually playing through? But also, it's like you never hear him complain about anything.
Right.
You never hear him questionable even for a game, or
Right.
probable.
Right.
Like, he's just playing.
And Zach is the same way. So you got two of those guys who battle through injuries and won't tell you anything. You know what I mean? So when they're sitting out, they're hurting. So let them rest, let them heal up. Let's get them back for Paris, man.
Yeah. DeMar also talked about the fact that at this point in the season, pretty much everybody's dealing with something.
Go Sam.
Here's another
I'm dealing
quote
with
from
something.
DeMar
Probably.
via Casey saying, when the season
too.
starts physically,
Hamstrings kill
we go through so much that you just got to deal with it. In my mind, knock on wood, as long as nothing is torn or broken,
Right.
I try to assess myself, feel like I could play through it, feel like I could play through almost anything. That's all it is. Nothing too serious to be extra overly concerned. It's just one of those uncomfortable things that I don't want to linger and keep worrying about. So, hey, if we give him a few games off, the better part of a week off, and he comes back and he feels okay, even to a point where it still bugs him every once in a while, but not something that like hinders him being his effective self on the court. That's the other reason he said he didn't come back in the game. He was like, I knew I wouldn't have been my 100% self, and I didn't want to take away from what the team could do to try to win that game without a fully effective version of myself out there.
That's amazing. So he knew he wasn't even 100%, and he's still like, I'm not 100% of myself, and that's including injury. And when he says that kind of thing, that's what a mindset, man. That's an amazing guy, amazing basketball player right there, and I'm glad he plays for this team.
So back to the Wizards real quick. We mentioned Beal out with his hamstring that he's dealing with. It'll be tomorrow will be a week from when they said we'll reevaluate him in a week.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Kristaps Porzingis dealing with some sore ribs is out. Gafford with an ankle, unfortunately for you, because we love watching Gafford
For
play,
everyone.
is out. Kispert, as we mentioned, game time decision. He got the green light tonight, so he will play. But even still, this is like, okay, take care of Kyle Kuzma. Don't let him go off.
Correct.
And this is a W.
Yeah. It's set up for you to have a nice W right here. Like you said, Kuzma, who plays well against the Bulls. Kuzma is going to be there. He's got this super green light, so he's going to be shooting for sure. Kispert, as you said, good three-point shooter. They're a solid three-point shooting team. They're okay, but it's still the Wizards. You know what I mean? We know who they are. You know, they're going to play you tough sometimes, but you don't have all the pieces that you need to play that kind of way. But you got Taj out there. You know, he's that kind of guy. But overall, Bulls should still stomp these dudes.
Yeah, Kuzma's going to take a lot of shots tonight.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of shots a lot of nights, but he's going to take a lot of shots tonight. And that's fine. I mean, that's when you are limited like that, the defense kind of knows what's going to happen. They can hone in on him. I have no problems with that, but the Bulls just got to come to play. We've seen there is talent on this team even without DeMar. I want to see Patrick get some more shots up. I want to see Zach and Vooch play together. I want to see how Billy manages the rotations now. He's been staggering Zach and DeMar, maybe now, and playing Vooch and Zach together. Maybe now he splits those guys up. It's going to be very interesting. We haven't really seen any of this because DeMar's played every single game.
So is Caruso's in?
He is starting in place of DeMar. So Caruso's in the starting lineup along with Io, Zach, Pat, and Vooch.
Wow. Already Billy's going mad scientist on him. I like it. Come on with it.
We got some super chats here to wrap up pregame. Our guy Manuel saying, I'm betting Pat will 20-plus points tonight.
Okay.
Good luck to you. But, hey, no DeMar. There is that window. We also saw Pat drop 20 in a game when DeMar played.
We did.
A week ago.
We did.
And it was a Bulls W.
It's there.
Shout out also to Bulls for Life in the super chats saying, what margin move could we make to help us? Bluntly honest right now, I don't know if a margin move moves the needle for this roster as it's currently constructed. I know everybody's thinking about that trade deadline that's right around the corner, and I'm sure we'll continue to talk about it. If you're talking margin moves, I don't think there is a margin move that turns this team from being fight hard, try hard in the play-in, maybe can fight their way back to the 6th seed versus like actually making a playoff run. That's the way I see it right now.
I just want shooting, period of point blank. I don't care how you get it or who you get it. Give me shooting for this team, man, and I'll take my chances with everything else.
Indeed. Real quick, before we wrap up pregame, have to give a shout-out to a specific and special Bulls fan out there. You guys know our friend Kyle Williams helps out with us. Will, he chipped in on our Bulls coverage while you were down in South America for a few weeks.
He's awesome.
A very, very bright young man.
Really
currently
incredible.
Studying at Northwestern.
Yes.
He's like getting taught by J.A. Adante in like journalism school.
Yeah.
He's going to be our boss in like a month. Kyle's awesome. It was great to see him yesterday when we were all hanging out at redacted.
Right.
He wanted us to give his mom a birthday shout out. It's her birthday today.
Ooh.
She's not only a Bulls fan, but a fan of CHGO Bulls.
Hey,
So,
birthday.
Mama
Lisa Webb,
Williams.
Kyle's mom, happy birthday to you. Congratulations on raising a wonderful son.
You did an
we
incredible
love Kyle.
job. You did an
bright,
incredible-
wonderful young man.
Incredible job. We know you're incredibly proud of him, but happy birthday to you. Many, many more. Thank you for watching us and liking what we do here. And man, thank you even more for being a Bulls fan, but thank you for being the mom that you are.
Truly.
Honestly.
As Rye Hill Shy Bull says, shout out to moms everywhere.
Mom's all over the place.
Doesn't just have to be Mother's Day,
Hey, Mom.
which is like all the way in
Love
May.
you.
Shout out Big Day's mom.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
Shout
Will's
out Will's mom.
Hi. Joey's mom.
Shout out
Hi.
to
Yes.
moms.
Shout out the moms.
All the moms.
Shout out
You know what?
moms.
Let's get a W for the moms tonight, Bulls.
Oh, I like that.
We'll be right back here in these chairs for Bulls post game. We will see you then. Let's get a W. Hit that thumbs up. See you, Red. Be good.
Love your mom.
Aww.